it's been playoff mindset with the goal of winning the national championship looming, and understanding that we have to have that mindset and win out in order for that to be the unquestioned decision. Now, you take care of business. I don't think anybody can question whether we're the best team in black college football or not.
Coach, looking forward, recruiting-wise, does this help or hurt knowing that there's another year of probation coming along? Do recruits think about those things, and how do you convince them to still come to FAMU based on a possibly 10-1 season?
Oh, well, the probation is not the biggest deal this year. It's the postseason ban. That's really what this team is really kind of looked at. But we're not worried about the probation because it doesn't affect our ability to recruit. It doesn't affect our ability to play postseason, to go out and build this program the way that we see fit. And so, no, that's not an issue for us. It's not a concern as far as recruiting goes. You still have a chance to come to the #1 public HBCU in America. You still have a chance to graduate from the university that produces more African American undergraduates than any school in America. And so you have a chance to come play for a nationally ranked program. The best team in black college football, one of the best teams in FCS football. And so, again, all those things are still there, regardless of whether you're on probation or not. Those facts still remain. And that's what we sell what we have. We don't spend too much time talking about what we don't have. We have a great product to sell here at Florida A&M. That's what we sell to prospective student athletes, to families, to coaches and communities. And that's why we've been able to attract really good football players here, because the FAMU name is still strong. Regardless of what we've gone through in the past or some of the issues that we're facing, it still hasn't tarnished the strength of the Florida A&M University brand as far as this university and this athletic program. So that's what our mindset is, and that's what we'll continue to sell moving forward as far as recruiting goes.
Kind of going along with that, I mean, even though this year's season ends on Saturday, just what does this season do for you guys moving forward, even though there is kind of no next step this year?
It just sets the foundation, and then it raises the bar. We talked about it briefly with our underclassmen. These seniors have accomplished something that hadn't been accomplished in a long time. They've become nationally ranked. They've won all their games at home. They've done some tremendous things. They've beat all of our natural rivals up until this point. So the juniors, sophomores, freshmen, incoming guys, they have some big shoes to fill. But that's how you build a program. You want these guys returning to know what they're chasing. And they're chasing the success of this 2019 football team. And so the goal for us is to finish, obviously. And then at that point is, okay, now here's the standard. This is what we've come to expect here at Florida A&M, and we have no intentions of going backwards. It's all about moving forward. It's all about what we can do to be better. And I think that's what this season does more than anything else. It really puts us back where we feel like we should rightfully be, which is the premier football team at the HBCU level and one of the premier football team programs in all of FCS football. And so a testament to these seniors for getting us back to that point in a relatively short period of time. But as we know, the work is not done. We still have a lot of work to do, but at least they've set the foundation that gives us a good starting point.
What was the difference last season as opposed to this season? Last season, you had a chance to win the NEAC as well. Faltered towards the end, lost in the same game, the Classic. What was different last year than now? It seems like everything absolutely clicked. Is it them getting used to your system, being a second-year coach here, or just the overall maturation and getting used to the system?
Well, I think it's these seniors not allowing us to lose sight of what's important. We're focusing on the little things. Last year, I think once we reeled off 5 straight, once we reached #1 in the polls for the first time ever, you started to hear that word Celebration Bowl talked about a lot more. MEAC championship. You start hearing from the inside and the outside. Fans talking about reservations for hotels. Players talking about what they're going to do in Atlanta. And we start looking at the big picture, which that's not our philosophy. Our philosophy is to be where our feet are. Focus on the little things, and the little things will take care of the big things. Winning the conference championship is a big thing, obviously. Going to the Celebration Bowl, a big thing, obviously. Winning the Florida Classic, a big thing, obviously. But this team has been successful because we focused on the little things. What do I do today to be the very best I can be today? And if we stay on that, then the things down the line will take care of themselves. And that's what this team has done as opposed to last year's team. And the fact that we haven't been as injury prone this year. A lot of our key players are still playing and performing well, whereas last year, we went to the Florida Classic, with Chad Hunter being out, Bishop Bonner being out, Elijah Richardson, banged up. We had a lot of guys that were either not 100% or out of the game. And whereas this year, thankfully, we've been relatively healthy, and we're going to go into the game with a pretty loaded deck, and we feel like our playmakers will be ready to play. And if you win games like that with playmakers, and our playmakers will be there Saturday, so feeling pretty good about our chances.
Well, offensively, you talked about earlier in the season, you never wanted to have Ryan Stanley become the one-dimensional team. You didn't want him to be the guy and not have a running game. Statistically, the running game hasn't been what you would have liked. Offensively, your passing game is everything it should have been. Going against a Bethune team that gets after the quarterback, how do you remedy that?
Well, we've run the ball the last 2 weeks as well as we have all season, and so that's the encouraging thing. We've had our 2 best rushing outputs against Howard and Delaware State, and so we're kind of clicking in the run game at the right time. Ryan is taking more of an ownership to run the football, which has opened some things up for us as well. But Bishop Bonnet's healthy. Terrell Jennings is really coming into his own. Devon Kendrick is really growing as a running back as well. So I think the running game is peaking at the right time, and we're going to need it, obviously, because last year's game, it came down to Ryan had a great game statistically throwing the football. I think his highest yardage output was in the Florida Classic, but we didn't run the ball particularly well. And so against this team, you want to try to be balanced. You want to make sure you do the right things and not turn the ball over. And handing the ball off is the best way to not turn the ball over. So we're going to utilize all of our weapons. We have them outside. We have them in the backfield. We have them at quarterback. And now, of course, every week is a challenge for the offensive line to be the dominating force that they're capable of being when you have a guy like Marquise Ford, who's a big-time pass rusher, and, for those guys. So it'll be a great game, great challenge for our offensive line. I think this is the week they play their best. And if they do that, I really like our chances because we're so explosive everywhere else. If we can just consistently hold up front, I think we're very, very tough to defend.
So as far as the running game, this will be my last one. As far as your running game, you said it's clicked over the past 2 games. Looking back at what Bethune has been doing against the run, they've kind of fallen a little bit throughout the season. They don't stop the run very well. Last week, over 300 yards on the nose, giving up the running game. Do your team look at that and this is what you're going to do? You're going to try to force the run regardless?
No, we don't force the run. I call the game as just like I want Ryan to play the game. I try to take what the defense gives us. It's a read option offense, so every play for us has multiple options as far as what the defense is giving us. If they're giving us a light box, we're going to run the football. If they're loading the box, we're going to throw the football. And so for us, when we do hand it off, it's about getting a hat on a hat. If our offensive lineman can block the 5 guys that they're responsible for blocking, don't have missed assignments, if our running backs can be patient, press the line of scrimmage and trust their eyes and square their shoulders up and protect the football, and then our receivers and tight ends block on the perimeter, we'll have a successful day running the football. That's what we were able to do last week. That's what we were able to do the week before. And so if we can keep that formula, then the running game picks up. Throwing the football, we feel pretty good that we can throw the football against these guys. But, again, I think if you can run it as well and you have a 2-dimensional approach, then that makes us very, very, very tough to defend. So that's our goal this week, find a way to run the football consistently like we've done the last few weeks, and then continue to throw the ball efficiently and let Xavier Smith do what Xavier Smith does best. And Marcus Williams was a player of the game last year against